Okay, we've got a major reveal for Subnautica 2. We've got a cool gameplay video to take a look at, and then we've got some rather unfortunates to look at. So let's dive into the trailer first. I'm going to give you my reaction, then I'm going to break it down, and then we're going to move into some of the unfortunates and maybe even sinister things? I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out now in a moment. Okay.
You will sleep through 14 years
Oh shit.
to your new home on Caesarea.
Oh.
We encourage
Okay.
you to nurture your dreams. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. When you wake up,
Oh
a
damn.
new life begins.
I saw a thing. Oh. Okay. This is next level. Oh, I was right! I knew it! Oh, damn. Okay. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. Oh, keep calm. They brought that back. The Wake Makers. Haha, that's so cool. Oh. Oh, it looks so good. What is... DNA? What is that? Oh, shit! Yo! Okay, so we're not defenseless this time. Alright. Oh, what is that? Oh, oh, damn! Oh, God! Oh. Okay, I'm picking up what they're putting down. Let's definitely dive into that. There was a lot of cool stuff. So I just want to say a huge thanks to Unknown Worlds for providing the raw footage to this, because it's way higher quality than the stuff you see on YouTube. So when I upload it, it's going to be great quality either way. But let's move into some really cool things, because I noticed some things right away. Namely, the Altera throwback. Cool Easter egg. That's pretty cool.
You will sleep through 14 years of flight.
You will sleep through 14 years of flight.
To your new home.
To your new home.
On Caesarea.
On Caesarea? I think it says?
On Caesarea.
On Caesarea. I believe that's what that's saying. So the new planet is called Caesarea, I believe, and we slept for like 14 years to get there. And judging by how things are in this, that means we crashed, I think, and maybe we're not on that planet actually. Actually, maybe not. Hang on, because judging by how this is, I would think we crashed somewhere between our destination and Earth, possibly? Because, yeah, that would make sense why we're now in survival mode. I see sampling Pavillon. I don't know what this is right here, and then there's a lot of damage stuff. There was clearly a fire in this room. I want to press that red button, but I don't know what it does, and I can't, so. Looks like we're in some kind of life pod again. This is definitely a life pod or drop pod of some sort. Maybe a more modern version. So this right here will be what we're sleeping in. I assume it looks like a sleeping pod. A lot of damage. We're clearly in something that's falling really fast. I can't see what this text is. It's too blurry. But anyways, we continue and we hit a piece of glass and we can see that we're descending deep into the ocean. It appears we are anyways. And there's some kind of metal structure here. Something looks like it's heavily damaged and not how it should have been. And then it cuts the frame to a door that's opening, and we are now in an airlock. There's a red button there. I assume we press that and it opens the second door and closes the one behind us. Looks like we have material collection. We got some kind of hammer now that we use to smash things and grab things as they are broken apart. I am looking very closely, and up right here I see some kind of ring, and I don't know what the deal is with that. There's another one over right here as well. Not really sure if that's a living organism or if it's just part of the flora. Environment looks really, really well. This right here is, I believe, the tadpole, and it has some kind of upgrade attached to it. I had theorized a long time ago that it would be modular and they would be able to attach things to it. My original theory was it was an exosuit. Looks like it actually just has cool different attachments that you can place onto it, however. Also, kind of curious on why this base looks like it's damaged on the inside, or it's like it's been abandoned. Kind of a strange theme to have. We do see another diver here as well. He's holding something different in his hand. It's not anything I recognize. Maybe it's something you recognize, so let me know in the comments if you do recognize that. Not really sure what these giant fins are for. Maybe it's some kind of turning upgrade, or, you know, it helps. But this base right here, definitely abandoned. You can see all kinds of coral and stuff that are growing on it. Maybe needs a little bit more polishing because some of them seem like they're a little bit strange on the edges, but Otherwise, this is definitely some kind of abandoned base that we're exploring. Now we're at a door that obviously as well seems to be somewhat abandoned or damaged or used, and we are opening it, I believe. Yeah, so we're looking outside right now, and this is the ocean right here, and then we see the planet. Very reminiscent of the original Subnautica, minus these strange lights up here, obviously, and how much higher detail it is. Looks like everything's just going the way it's supposed to go. So, I did notice here when we leave that building, and the planet's done its circle, so it's daytime again. And this was something that I saw originally. I made note of it. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of creature. It has to be some kind of creature. And then we go under and we see its tentacles there. So it's actually basically hovering in the air with its tentacles skimming the ocean itself, which is kind of strange. But we continue moving on. Lots of bubbles. More bubbles. Not really too much happening in the background that I could see. I did see... Hang on, there's something down right there. I don't know what those plants are. We got the iconic Subnautica 2 Peeper variant. There we go, right there. Beautiful looking. And then the diver comes into play. Not really seeing too much more that happens in this scene, however. And they just continue diving on. I like that they've added the physics to the fins. You can see them, like, bending and moving in the ocean. That's really cool, actually. It's not just a jagged object anymore. So this is also really damn cool, because not only is this animated now, but we can see that this is actually two different life forms. Well, not two different life forms, but two different creatures basically mated together or, like, as a pair. They have some very strange fins, and we can see as we scan them, a actual 3D image of them come up on the scanner's display itself, which is pretty cool. I'm keeping an eye on these giant coral things as well, because we do know that some of these are going to be giant crabs. Not really much happening with that. We're just scanning them, basically. Scanning looks like it'll be a lot easier. We're going to be fading out here. I'm just really looking for anything that they might have forgot. Oh, yeah, look at that. We got like a deposit thing popping up right here. It says CE or CA. Pretty cool. So I guess it tells you some of the chemical compounds of these things, too. Now we got this. We theorized in one of the last videos that these would be headbutting and, you know, armored and all that stuff and nasty. And turns out they are, because they definitely headbutt each other. Maybe that's a territory thing. Maybe it's a mating thing. I don't know, but it doesn't look like that one got away with it very well. It's kind of strange when you look at it, because you see its face right there, and they make impact. And then it becomes really strange, you know? Like, I think this might actually be bugged. This might actually be bugged footage. So look at its body. Look at this. They're going up. They're ramming each other. Now, you know the shape of the body. Just watch really closely. Look at it. Look at it. It's like it turned inside out. It's like the body morphed and went through. You can see it's clipping through the actual armored shell. That's got to be a bug. That's got to be a bug. There's no way, because its tail went through its face. Like, that's got to be like actually bugged, but it happened so fast nobody would recognize it or realize it. Well, guess what, Unknown Worlds? I hate to rain on your parade, but I'm kidding. Whoa! Is that a giant peeper there? Hang on, why is that one so big on the right? You see that? That looks like gigantic. I don't know if that's a trick of the camera or what, but anyways, they're building something, and I see a big fin back here too. But anyways, continuing on, they continue building that. I don't know why that thing's so damn big up there, but that's terrifying if that's actually how it is, because it's definitely one of those things supersized. Continuing on, I just saw something. Hang on, something strange just happened, I thought. No, I'm lying to you. Just trying to get your watch time. All right. Looks like they are building the actual habitat here. I love the look of the new building system, how it just phases everything in. It looks a lot more detailed than the original Subnautica. There's that half room that we saw a while ago, which is cool. Don't know what just suddenly appeared on top of it. Some kind of sonar system. We've got the solar panels as well, which is great. And I can see the power line going towards this. So this is one of the power line carriers, I assume, or maybe where the power goes. I don't know what these are, though, that are getting built on top with the antennas. Maybe some kind of radio communication system. And now this is obviously that same base, but now we're swimming into it. It has a little hollow thing right there, which is cool. You can add some lights. Dynamic lighting is always wonderful. That's crafting itself, which looks pretty good too. It's pretty reminiscent of the original Subnautica, but, you know, still falls in line with what we'd expect. That looks like it's the Wake Makers actually being crafted. Yeah, so this looks like it's actually the Wake Makers as they're being created. but for some reason the texturing is different because you can see the two propulsion systems where your arms would go through, but this also doesn't look like it's finished. It looks like it's an untextured version of crafting the Wakemakers. And then we obviously have them on our hands, so that would be a different texture entirely that then applies to us, but yeah, because, I mean, why else would it show the Wakemakers there, you know? Like, it's just, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, that's the Wakemaker. Has a little bit of a movement to it. It's animated. I see someone already using them going into this cave right here. We see more of those shells from the giant crabs. Now we're entering a new shallow part of the world. A little bit deeper. And then there's a creature right here that attacks us later on in the video itself, which is pretty cool. We see us just swimming around there. Strange blue flower. Why is that there like that? Strange. Okay. Anyways, we continue on, and we take out something. I don't know what this is, and I see no markings that tell us what this is either, but for some reason, we're harvesting the glowy thing. Everything in my gamer mind says, glowy, collect, important. So, it's probably really important that we get this, but what its reason is, I don't know. Doesn't look like it does anything when we collect it itself. And we see our friend up right here in the corner, coming up too. You see him coming in through? Mouth wide open, ready to munch on us. Don't really see much of anything else there. And then, bam! Gets hit with some kind of weird bubble thing, and it was the other person. So it looks like they used the exact same item that we're using right now, but it was used in an offensive way, or defensive way, to keep us safe from being hit by that creature. Looks like we got one of the upside down head fish right here, which is kind of cool. And looks like there is another base. This base is also abandoned. We see some nastiness inside all around. We got some rust and coral and other stuff in there. Something's growing down in the bottom. But this moves, so this is some kind of AI thing, I think. It's something to do with AI anyways, or it's just following us. Not sure why or how, but... And then we move into this one, the next frame, and it's cool because the divers are holding on to the tadpole submarine, the tadpole submersible. We are heading towards that base that they made a little while ago in the footage itself, and it looks like everything else is pretty well the same. Yeah, it looks pretty well the same. You see Altera's logos now on the tadpole. I see something up right here. Looks like it might be a man-made thing that's destroyed. Something down here also covered in sand. See some fauna going around. This dive suit thing, yeah, I was kind of curious on this. What is the deal with this? I don't understand why this is even a thing. Maybe if you go down really deep, you need specialized equipment, and that's like what you need. You need to wear something very specialized to get down that far. It would make sense because you do need to upgrade the exosuit and the sea moth and the cyclops for greater crush depth. So maybe our vehicles in this can't handle that, so we have to use special dive suits to go down that far and really, you know, see what's actually down there. Looks like we got a lot of debris coming down as well, strangely enough. I don't know what the deal is with that, but there's something going on there. And then we move into the giant squid thing, whatever it's supposed to be, and there's a lot of damaged structures down here. Clearly, it damaged things pretty badly. I don't know if these are its tentacles coming out and like grabbing onto something, or if these are just like structures that were there. But this thing is moving its tentacles around, and strangely enough, we see it's almost like it's a marking icon where it starts glowing, which I again believe that this thing is intelligent to some way, and it might actually get in contact with you in some manner. But that's pretty well it. And then it's right there doing its whatever. I'm gonna see if I can get right back to the first. Okay, so let's go right there. So it has a couple teeth on the inside of its mouth and a giant beak and a couple almost fangs on the sides of its mouth. It's obviously a huge creature. Oh, wow, that goes like way in there. It's not even like a, damn. Red fangs there. Not sure why that's red. The beak is freaking out. Looks like it's eating us. So this might be possibly a kill animation, or it could just be a jump scare animation, and then it's, haha, I can actually communicate with you. There's the water coming out, bubbles, all that stuff, and then it cuts off. Well, that's everything that I noticed in the trailer, and I hope slowing it down made it possible for you to see some things too. If you did notice anything, let me know in the comments section. I really want to know. And now we jump into the unfortunates, because it seems Subnautica 2 is being delayed, as you probably already knew by the news post. I found an article that was posted all over Twitter recently, and it describes that Krafton, the owners now of Unknown Worlds, because they bought them for like $500 million or something, They're the ones that are delaying Subnautica 2's release. And people that are familiar with the company's plans, this is happening just months before it was due to pay a $250 million bonus to the developers of Subnautica 2. If we continue on, the sequel's delay to 2026 was against the wishes of the studio's former leadership. Actually, I remember Charlie making a post on Twitter shortly after he was removed from the company saying that the game is pretty well ready to go, or something along those lines. But anyways, the $250 million bonus was due to kick in if Unknown Worlds hit a certain revenue target by the end of 2025, according to the purchase agreement for them. Bloomberg had reviewed that, and by delaying Subnautica 2 to release next year, the company is unlikely to hit those targets, and therefore the employees may not be eligible for the payout. There was a statement also made by Cleveland in the same post, I believe, that I saw that said the events of this week have been a shock. So I'm assuming he didn't even expect to get removed from his position, and that Subnautica 2 was ready for early access. I did some digging myself, and I found the Subnautica 2 playtest. This is the actual Steam DB of it. There were people actively playing it on the 24th of April. 280 users, it's reporting, and then even up until last month, there were 82 people playing it on the 5th of June, and then there was an update on the 9th of June, which is about 31 days ago, according to SteamDB. Now, unfortunately, I'm not part of the playtest. I don't know exactly what happened during the playtest or what they were able to see, but I did find a pretty big leak about it and information from someone who knew a playtester, I believe, and then he actually managed to hack the client, so he was able to get in and experience some things in Subnautica 2. Now, to be clear with you, I don't support or encourage anybody trying to break into Unknown Worlds' builds and, checking things out. It's not our place to do that right now, like, when we have the game in our hands, sure, take a look under the hood, but don't do that while they're actively working on it. That's kind of, that's not okay. So the poster's pretty cautious about things. They made a throwaway account specifically for this, and they continue the post with, in risk of being attacked by Unknown Worlds, using the latest nightly build of Unreal Engine VR or UE VR, it does indeed work on Subnautica 2, or at least the playtest build. The game is built on UE 5.5.4 with little to no tweaking. Their build runs really well. Not sure if they have hardware logging enabled, so he didn't report his specs. And he did say that he has a high-end last generation AMD and a Quest Pro. UE console is disabled according to the Universal Unreal Unlocker, and a custom console coined UWE console is within the files. Probably a playtest barrier in place to stop further exploration. However, he can say that the collector is quite scary in person. I'm not sure what the collector would be. I really don't, unless it's the giant rock crab thing. Regards, a friend of a playtester who had access to the game and backed up Steam app data to keep playing. And then there were some questions they answered as well. They said he can't say he was told any additional information that isn't public already regarding the release. The playtest was time limited, and looking at SteamDB, the Subnautica 2 playtest or Beagle playtest, which I didn't even know was a thing, you can see when those dates were, which we already saw. They do have a private Discord that is meant for the batch of playtesters he is a part of. There's enough people there, and he's not too worried about saying all of this stuff. All the major devs are in it, and the community managers, but no chat channel exists. It's literally just a Q&A with the devs via Discord bot. He continues to say, the game starts off really well, and 100% feels like Subnautica. You start really deep rather than high, which is quite interesting and fear-inducing. This is short-lived, though, as you get propelled to the top. It's a brand new planet, and it already has throwbacks with the PDA. And something else you interact with to Subnautica 1 and Subnautica Below Zero, Riley and Margaret are also referenced and even stories semi-told. Margaret fans will appreciate the additional lore. Resource gathering, mainly ore deposits. The current build have the materials on the ocean floor in concentrated chunks, not like Below Zero or Subnautica 1. And in larger chunks, again, quite similar to the first two games. Yes, you do modify your genes to add adaptations. It's part of how you're able to start so deep and a major part of the story. There's a section in the PDA that shows your adaptations. Look at the promotional picture and the teaser trailer for a closer look. Scanning, it shows Collector Leviathan, so I guess he had access to some kind of Leviathan. Had to break out of the playtest barrier to see that, though. Maybe Collector Leviathan is the giant squid thing? I really don't know what he's talking about. I wish there was a picture reference. Well, it was really cool to see everything with Subnautica 2 up until now. It's unfortunate we won't be seeing it until 2026. I myself thought it was going to be coming out within the next couple of months. Judging by how everything looked, in all honesty, I mean, you can see everything in this trailer right now. They've got a lot of stuff, and they definitely were further ahead than they wanted to let on. So I think they wanted to ultimately surprise us all with a release, but I guess it didn't work out that way. Big shift in leadership at the studio, and just, I don't know. I hope there's nothing nefarious going on, and I hope that this is genuinely for you guys and for me and everyone. We all want to play Subnautica 2. I'm excited for it. You are. Your dog probably is. Your cat probably is, but time will tell, and I guess we'll see just how much extra content we have at the end of the day. But that's it. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Some serious sections, some not so serious sections, and all kinds of stuff about gameplay. But that's it. All right, guys. I will see you in the next one, and I guess 2026 when they finally release it. Yeah.